into the first corner. Driver number 1 looking to the inside of 2. Second place, sets himself up for a pass going into this carousel. Is he going to be able to get his nose in there? Go.
Welcome to Gateway Speedway, also called World Wide Technology Raceway, but a lot of people call it Gateway. We'll call it Gateway tonight. It's 120 laps here in the Four Corners Racing League, sponsored by Under Pressure Power Washing Services. See up there on the top right. They're currently in their qualifying. They have 30 more seconds left, and then we will get into the actual race portion of it. Sitting on top right now is David Childhouse, is a 33.93, and everybody else is sitting 34s. This track is really weird. It's hard to run this track. It's not like every typical track. It's pretty difficult. This is a short track that you're shifting in. And saying short track is something that I'm kind of like, maybe. Might be possible. Well, it is possible here. You have to shift 1 and 2. 3 and 4, you don't have to shift. Unless you want to burn up your rear tires. You'll find out the hard way that we just cook them off. But some guys like to figure that out. I cannot change that. But drivers did get done with their qualifying. So, pull the starting order here for you all. That's some race info there. Wrong thing. Let me pull this up for you all now on your screen. I'll bring it all the way back up to the top. So, first is David Childhouse. Second, Kyle Smalley. Third, Timmy Paccioli. Fourth, Jake Fisher. Fifth, Zach Lindgren. Sixth, Chris Worrell. Seventh, Walker Thomas. Eighth, Brian Jones. Ninth, Aiden Kirkard. 10th, Jordan Weaver. 11th, Michael Dorsey. 12th, Caden Henry Oaks. 13th, Roberto Ramirez. 14th, Joseph Grijalva. 15th, Brad Peters. 16th, Jared Wishon. 17th, Gavin Hibbs. 18th, Marcus Adams. 19th is Michael Anthony. 20th, Stan Carnathan. 21st, Jared Houston. 22nd, John Creighton. 23rd, Nathan Yarnell. And 24th is Jeremy Brown. This track, I'm probably going to expect a lot of spins. That's just because guys really think they can hop on the throttle when they get F2. And you cannot. You cannot do that because the car just will not take grip like you think it will. You'll be going, oh man, this feels so great. This feels so good. And then whoop, right around you go. And you're just like, well, I just totaled this car. Happens all the time. Waiting on Chris Worrell and JR Houston to grid. So they go rolling off the grid, so I'll do a paint refresh now. All their paints will pop white and load them with the new paint scheme if they have a new one. So some might reload. They'll load with a certain one, then they'll decide to switch up after that. So just because they have one on the screen doesn't mean it's always set in stone. I know some of them would probably reload something differently. That has a very nice paint scheme on. I believe that's the 45. No, it's the 42. Roberto Ramirez. Very nice. I like the color blue, so anything that has blue, I'm always looking at already. The Childhouse, he will lead them to green. Kyle Smalley on his outside. Pace car's going to pull off here. Should pull off. as it does there. Be coming to the start-finish line here to grab the green flag to begin the race here. As green flag is in the air, we are underway. By Shot House, he will maintain the lead. This track has some odd cameras, so I'm gonna have to get used to that and finding the ones that actually work and do what I want them to. But Smalley's gonna be on his bumper. Shot House is really gonna try to wrap that bottom kind of like darker line that you can probably see on the screen. Keep those left side tires right on it. How close he's gonna be for it. Back though, we have Brian Jones. He's trying to take a position from, it appears to be John Creighton, who he's trying to take that position from right there. We have somebody around. There goes Brad Peters and Gavin Hibbs are around here. 3 laps into the race, coming off of turn 4. Probably, yep, just steps out on him. And then Hibbs is an innocent bystander. Sorry, not Hibbs. I mean, the innocent bystander there is just the O. Or is Brad there. Brad can't do anything. There's nothing he could have done there. That will probably cause a fast repair to be used by these guys, however. Don't think we'll see anybody come down pit road. I don't think it's open yet, but yeah, we're only 3 laps into the race. There's no point in trying to pit at all. Aggressive. Okay, I had that. No, I might have that backwards. Hold on. No, I did not. I had that correct. No thanks. I do not want to be alerted from that. I'm looking at compressor settings because I knew that it would want to. I think I'm okay. I had this backwards now. I knew I had that backwards. Just looking. So we did have some guys pit. This is for fuel only though. Yeah, Stan fuel, Michael fuel. They're already back there. Didn't hurt them. These guys are still in pit road because one of them doesn't have a front end, and then Brad doesn't have a. Or actually no. I think Gavin doesn't have a front end. Yeah, he doesn't. Brad does, but he has no right front fenders. They did update the tire model, or not tire model, body model on these next gens. It made them take damage. I mean, they're not like tanks that they used to be. I mean, you could literally throw it against a wall and it'd be fine. Yes, I did have that backwards, so let me lower this back down. I knew that was wrong. Okay, so there we go. Now we got it working correctly. think lights are still on the pace car here, so for a long time to go. I think that we'll probably see that early on. A lot of cars stepping out. It's just guys trying to get all they can, and they're kind of finding the limits of the car. They're like, okay, we can go maybe this far, maybe we can go this far, and you just keep pushing that bubble that you have. You're just trying to see how much more can we get out of it. Is there something here? Is there something there? See, lights do go off here. God, House is taking other place he can go. I mean, might as well just do that. Not sure why that's there. That's actually to... No, it's to come off pit road. Okay, there's... I think it is. I may not be. I may be completely wrong there. I know drivers are probably hoping that this does not turn into a caution fest because... Ooh. If it turns into a caution fest, people are going to have some fun. Not. It's not going to be too fun for them at all. Pace car will pull in here. Starter has the flag in his hand. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Cameras are not very good, so we'll just kind of stay with this manual camera more than anything else. I don't really like using those. Those other ones do not really amaze me by much at all, so I'm kind of just saying, seeing those. Somebody is up against the wall. That is Chris Worrell. I think he missed the entry of that turn, bud. You might want to go a little bit further back there. Just a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. These guys going side by side. Looks like Fisher's going to look inside Kyle. One thing too, drivers are going to be getting the braking zones deep. I mean, this track can kind of be a who wants to brake later. Some guys will just go in the corner with no fear in their eyes, and then some guys will go in there, just kind of tiptoeing around. I'm somebody who just threw it in there and hoped it stuck. And if it did, well, it did. Because if it didn't, that was not too fun of a time for you, bud. Really late downshifts on Lindgren. Oh, we got somebody around there. That is Caden Henry Oaks. He kind of saves it. Somebody goes through the grass. I believe that was Jared Wishin. Comes back up on the track. He does not have a left front fender now, though. So that's going to really hurt his chances here. Caden, I think he just got loose off with 3. Hibbs is still in pit road. He just came back down, I believe. Yes, he did. Brad Peters is already out on track. Must have been all the required that he had. He got fixed. Still does not have that front right fender, though, so it's going to really hurt him badly. who's going side by side there? Somebody's going side by side. That is Whirl and Joseph going at it. Joseph looks like he will kind of not really fighting for that position. Again, you're 13 laps to 120 lap race. Now, if I had to guess on fuel, probably about 50 to 60 laps on fuel. I don't know the exact fuel load these guys are running. So my calculations could be completely off as Whirl goes sideways. And got a little bit of help there from Joseph. Go back and see. I think he did. Yep, Joseph just drifted up the track there. Not intentional. He saves it though, keeps it back going. Keeps it going straight, so or as straight as he can get it. You don't want to ever be hit sideways, because that's a really bad feeling. You're just like, oh, this car is not straight. I'm now sliding. I have little to no control of it now. That was a little bit of an onboard there with Childhouse. Current race leader, 17 laps into the race. He has Kyle Smalley, who's not really getting off his bumper, though. Fastest lap time was 34:29. That was set by Timmy Pacholii. One of the two. Joseph up here, see if Whirl gets to him. He might not play so nice. Probably like, what the heck, man? This was so early in the race. There was no need to do that. Like, I don't understand why you felt like you needed to bump me out the way. So now I'm gonna come and get my revenge against you. Fisher's gonna look, or Pacholli's gonna look inside of Fisher. This position right here, it looks like he will maybe get that position there. Yeah, he will. Slides up in front of him, running for Reaper Labs. I run for Team Watson Racing Setups. So good to kind of see some guys that are with setup shops out here racing. Kyle's getting ever so closer to the bumper of Childhouse. I think one thing too that Childhouse, you saw him shifting. That shifting is not a bad idea, but the problem with it is late on that run, it's going to hurt you because those rear tires, it's so much rotation that it's just wearing them off. And you're in a lower gear, yeah, and you're going to get a better shot off, but it's not going to last for too long just because of that purpose there. It's not the same as riding a little bit of a higher gear. Yeah, you're going to be slower off the corner, but going to be more controlled. You're going to be saving tires, but your lap times are not going to be worth it at all. It's pretty much okay, we choose to burn them off or we choose to save them here. One of the two. These guys have for options there. I think Whirl. Oh, where is... Oh, hold on. Wait. Hold on. We're going to rewind here a little bit. I want to make sure what happened is what I think happened here. I just noticed Joseph went off. Okay, so I think his was a connection issue. Yeah, because I can't see him there. I think he pops up a couple other times. And yeah, that looks like a connection issue for him. Just making sure somebody didn't get their revenge on him, because I was thinking that World might have gotten him back for earlier, but he didn't. But Kyle is not letting him go. He's just holding on to him like a small child. Literally, he's right there by about car length and a half from him. He is just not letting Shildhouse have that run that he wants. I do want to see if Shildhouse tires are picking up on exit, though. I'm gonna listen for tires here. I can't really hear them, so I gotta listen to RPM. I can't hear anything there, so it looks like it's smooth right through that portion. I don't think he's burning them off. I just think he had a bad corner. Smalley lets him know, hey, I'm gonna look here. I'm gonna let you know that I'm looking. Might give you a little bit of a shot coming out the corner here. Smalley's gonna be right up on the bumper. Yep, tires now. Shildhouse with that shifting has started to abuse the rears. I knew this would end up happening to him. You might want to realize, you know, is it really worth shifting and getting that better run off and cooking up my tires than it is, you know, just laying back, letting it float, letting it get through everything else that I want it to. Small's going to have a run here. Have 3 and 4 under Shildhouse. I think Shildhouse can do, though. It's really hard to pass on the bottom at this track because that driver below you just has that wheel cranked so much. They just can't turn like they want to. So if Shildhouse pretty much stays where he is, it's going to be hard for Smalley to get around him. That's also going to hold Smalley up and probably bring Jones into the picture. See, Jones just kind of, he's like, yeah, I'm here. Somebody shoots off the exit. I believe that was Aiden Kirker. That was him in the American-themed car. Says E on it. The Caden Henry Oaks, he spun, or he almost spun. He did and didn't spin. He went off track, but he didn't cause a caution and stuff like that because everybody kept it straight. See, Brad Peters, he's just, he's doing his thing. He's still here. That steering looks like it's pulling to the left, too. Yeah, it's pulling to the left. Yeah, but, I mean, you're going to be turning left anyway. Maybe it not be too bad, so bad for him. Smalley is under Shildhouse again, still trying to get this position from him, and Shildhouse just won't give it up. Who's going to break later? And it's going to be both break pretty even, but Shildhouse just stays in the lane that he needs to. Like I said, what it would do, it would bring Jones into the picture. Now look who's right there. These guys' rear view mirror. It's Brian Jones. Smalley's going to try. He keeps looking 3 and 4, and he gets a good rotation. Watch right here. Shildhouse can't get a good rotation. Smalley can. That gets Smalley a really good shot off. That time it wasn't as great, but there's been a couple other times that he's just rotated that center so much better than Shildhouse in front of him. Now Michael Anthony. Guys are... I won't cut away right now because Smalley's going to try it again on Shildhouse. He's trying it, and I think Shildhouse might, but he bobbled right there. Shildhouse is going to have to get through the gears. It looks like Peters says, I'm done with this. Let's just get by this man. There's no point trying it. Smalley gets in there deep. Shildhouse doesn't want to give it up. They both slide up the track. Shildhouse goes into the wall, rips the right front fender off, almost goes down the track there, and that has damaged the 0-2 heavily. That puts Brian Jones to the lead. Just drivers fighting for the same place, or really spot. There's not enough room for both of them. I know Shildhouse will definitely not be happy because, y'all can see there, He's got no right front. That is not good. Got no right front fender, so I don't know how these cars turn without those, but that's not gonna be a fun time for him. But as these guys are now sorted out a little bit up here, Brian used his bumper to get somebody to move, didn't he? Yes, he did. He has used the bumper. I can see that kind of dented up there on the splitter. Somebody just smacked the wall. That was John Creighton. And he has no right front either. As he's probably chasing it down the whole backstretch. That has to be a wheel disconnect. Yeah, this is a wheel disconnect here. See, he's got it there. Got it there. Okay, so here's what. Okay, so Marcus might have been trying to give the position to Creighton. Creighton didn't know that. He was going to go under the 31. The 31 slams his brakes there. Creighton reacts by slamming his too. So I think Marcus was trying to give that position to him. But they were all just right there. And he didn't realize that, that he was going to brake at that time. It might have been a late call, might have not been. But I think that's what happened between those two. I got diabetes. Looking here at, I think that's Jordan. That's Aiden. It is. Yes, it's Weaver that we're looking at. I just want to make sure because sometimes I can't tell who this camera's looking at if it changes on its own. And I'm having to be like, I don't really know who this is. Oh, as he wiggles off that corner. You're not going to be doing that there, bud. As Walker goes to lead, I think Brian just overshot that corner. Yep. See him he's trying to put the power down, so he did not mean to do that. Kept seeing him pretty much have that tail out the window. When I say that, so the rear end's trying to chase itself. Once the rear end starts chasing itself too, you're just like, oh crap. It's either keep your foot in it or don't keep your foot in it. You got two options. John Creighton has called it quits. Peters is still in the race. These guys have now somewhat sorted it out here. We will go to a commercial break. It will be side by side, however, so y'all will not miss anything here.
of simulators, and this was like very responsive, especially the hydraulics and stuff, the motion and stuff was really, really on point.
Make you feel like you're really driving, it feels real.
It adds so much to the experience. It's just really, really cool.
It was pretty awesome.
We are back here live at Gateway. Brian Jones, I think he just got moved out of the groove there by Kyle. Kyle's probably getting fed up with him. This is when tire wear is going to start to be shown. Who has abused them is going to go to the back. Who hasn't abused them is going to start going towards the front. You see Shot House, the pole sitter, is probably not too happy. I'm actually going to go check his stream and see what his live reaction is to running back where he is. He would probably love a caution. I don't think he's saying very much right now. As he is not. I'm not very surprised either that he's not saying much. I just looked at Shot House's, socials about 2 months ago, and I realized that this man has a ridiculous follow amount. I mean, it is stupid how many followers this man has. But, I mean, hey, if you can do that, might as well do it, man. Props to you. That is absolutely amazing. As Nathan Yarnell, he's the first guy of, never mind, I'm going to say of his own will to come down pit road. He does not have a right front fender either. I think that's probably all from turns 1 and 2. Probably the exit of 2. It kind of raises it up and lowers back down, so it has that, it really loads the car, then it unloads it, and you're just like, oh, that's great. As you see Aiden Kirker come down, this is probably a scheduled pit stop. So 40, 80, if they can make it to 50-50, put them at that 100th or second pit stop, they'll be able to make it to the end. And go 45, 45, that is 90. That will take them to 135. So it might be 45 laps. We'll start seeing people come down. It really just depends on what the fuel burn-off is. If it's a lot, then I don't expect to see these guys out on track much longer. But I don't think it's that much here. Gateway's an odd track. It is ran like... It's hard to explain. So it's a very long track, very long back and front stretch. 1 and 2 is more banked than 3 and 4, but it's a lot harder to drive. Because coming off of 2, like I said, that car loads and unloads. It wants to get super loose. 3 and 4, you can really put the power down, but it's a long sweeping turn. Both of them are long sweeping turns in general. Just kind of something that I see as like, this is a little bit weird because you wouldn't think it. And it doesn't even race like a short, well, it does race like a short track, but at the same time it doesn't. Because you have to move somebody out of the way to get them at the track. You know, once you start freight training them, you keep doing that, don't stop. But it also kind of is a... It's not like Martinsville. It's like kind of like Phoenix. I'd say it's like a Phoenix. Maybe Pocono. Yeah, I dare say Pocono. You know, 1 and 2. There's kind of a bump off the exit of 2 at Pocono. Tunnel turn is kind of like 3 and 4 here. So I'd say this track is probably most like Pocono with the turns. That sounds about right. You mind I'm saying sounds about right because I truly don't know if it does or not. Michael Dorsey, yeah, we do have a lot of pit stops happening, so I was talking on my ramble, I wasn't checking that, but we did have a lot of guys come down pit road. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'll put 6. Creighton doesn't count because he came down lap 30, so he's been down pit road a lot longer than most of those other guys have. Don't start knocking over stuff, me. And like whenever I stream, I have the really weird tendency to just absolutely knock over everything that is within my sight. I don't know why. Somebody just sailed off the corner. How small is lap times? They're not. Oh my gosh, Walker's set sail. Walker's ran at 36.63. The next fastest time on old tires was a 36.74. That was Michael Anthony all the way back in 8th. Actually, sorry, it was Jordan Weaver. He ran a 36.69. He's also in 5th, though. Walker's also catching these lap cars, and they're passing him, so that's probably messing him up just a little bit. Hurting his exit or entry to some certain corners that he'd like to get in a different way. Michael Anthony comes down pit road. Oh, somebody just missed a shift somewhere, and I can't tell who it was, but I heard it. Somebody missed a shift. They went back down a gear on accident. That's one thing that's really hard to do in these next gens, but you go down a gear in the wrong spot, that car's going around. You're going to have some fun. And I mean some fun. As in, help me, please. No. Yeah, David Shothouse, he's down. This league doesn't have a fast car. Gotta remember that. I'm not expecting to see all these guys with that right front on by the end of this race. The way that it's going, that right front's gonna have its work cut out. Deal with somebody from Ghost, and I don't like this idea of what they're trying to do. They want to do promos, and it's not a bad idea, but the problem is there's copyright protected content found in the video, and it's a song, and I really don't want to use it. We do have a crash here. I did not even check that. Jeremy Brown was around. Oh, it's gonna be bad. Yep, coming off the corner and just tapped there. And to the outside wall. Oh Lord, that's a hard hit. I'm gonna say that's not too good. I was looking over trying to read the chat from somebody. We did have a caution come out. Some guys had just came down pit road, some hadn't. I know, however, this is probably going to be a blessing in disguise for some of these guys that have damage. They're saying, yes, please, please let us come down pit road and fix this. For all that is holy, I want to fix this right now. My damage is probably gone. Or his damage is not gone. But your right front's probably toast with how many right fronts we don't see on these guys' cars. It is not a ideal thing to have. That is for dang sure. Weaver actually stays out. I think he might have missed his pit stop or missed come down pit road because he hadn't pitted. So he will probably be coming down this time by. Walker does win that race off pit road, however. Yeah, there he goes down pit road. I was going to say, Wait. Did that just disappear? No, I think it's glitching. I can't tell if he has a left front or not because it keeps showing it, then it disappears. So I'm genuinely confused. Does he have one or not on that car? I think he does. Doesn't. He does not. Okay. He kind of blended in too. Very hard to notice. I had to look really close to see that. So Walker will go back to top. I know some of these guys are probably happy to see this. This is optional damage fixed. Do some guys have a right front now? He's maybe got a right front. He does not have a right front. I don't think they can put a right front back on these cars. I don't think they can. I'm surprised though that damage would take off the right front. It didn't seem like it was that hard of a hit on some of them. Some of them absolutely just smoked the wall. And that's, yeah. See these guys getting the wave around there. Actually getting past the pace car, I believe. And the lights have gone off on it possibly. I can't see it. Yes, the lights have gone off on it, so but this time by they will go green. Oh, and Smalley doesn't have a right front fender. I did not realize he lost that after, because he still had one last time I checked. So he might have gotten a little bit more damage there from somebody that gave him a little bit of help. His car does pull off here, though. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Smalley's going to tuck in behind Walker. They make it off of 4 without wrecking themselves. Some guys, I think, did bounce off the wall, though. A little bit of taste of their own medicine, and somebody disappears, and Choli is back. We got Kirker on the outside of Lindgren. He will get that position going into 1 and 2. See if Lindgren will want to fight him for it. I think he might decide to. Not really. Kind of just staying there with him. Look at these guys, see how they're doing so far. I think they're doing pretty dang good, though. I mean, it's surprisingly for Gay, as Smalley's going to get there. Smalley's been good on these really short runs. I keep noticing that. Now, do we have some people still shifting all the way down to 3rd? See how long you have to wait to get on the throttle. I mean, it takes them absolutely forever. where you're just sitting there like, can I actually turn? It's just my, I'm good. I'm just gonna hold you here. Green 4 is probably the worst for it. I'm somebody who likes to get back on the gas pretty early, but when you're having to stay off of it for what seems like years on end, it is not fun to deal with. You really got to let that car turn though. If you try to jump in it, it's just it just won't do it. It will not do it one bit. It'll hate it so much. Kyle's not going off his bumper, that's for sure. Yarnell's looking inside of Caden Henry Oaks, who's made a good rebound after we saw him off track earlier. That was not a wreck. Half a res. He gets leaned on there by Yarnell. I was kind of tired of him. Probably got really tied up under and didn't mean to do that. As these guys have now quieted themselves down, we will kind of go through the field, just do one lap on board with each driver here. Position-wise, you will see the time up still, however, or the position, so you will not lose that, but we will start here. Going to look right here, just cut away a little bit as these two are now going to go for the lead. We will resume once they have gotten done with this battle here. Kyle Smalley on the inside of Walker. It's also brought Brian Jones and Timothy into the picture now. Kyle, I don't think he's going to be able to really do anything as Walker will maintain the lead, but Brian trying to take the long way around if he can get his nose in there, but he just can't. But Kyle keeps getting a really good run off a turn two. I keep noticing that. He's really got that turned down. That's a big game changer here too. That's a big thing. You can get that turned down, you were going to have some massive shots off the corner. We will... yeah, let's resume that in-car here. As soon as I do that, there's a caution that is brought out on the track. It looks like Jeremy Brown has jumped to the pits. So what has happened here? Something around Brown. Oh, it started in turns 3 and 4, I believe. Gets clipped there by Anthony. I have to think that Anthony might have gotten punted by somebody. That somebody may have been Brown. Where did Anthony get this damage from? I don't think Anthony got it. Not sure. I think that was just a... yeah, I think he might have had that damage before. I thought that might have been a, hey, you move me, so I'm going to move you. As you can see, that car is... even before it wrecks, it is just beaten and battered. I think it's turned into... oh, that is... okay, I did not notice that. So, Shothouse clips him on the inside. Brown, I don't know... did he mean to do this? See right here. So, okay, that's just a misjudgment there by Shothouse. Shothouse didn't mean to do that. So, I think that was Brown trying to just show his displeasure there. But that is him coming down into Shothouse, and he was not happy about that. As... Okay, Shot House showed his displeasure there too. That might have been him getting in too deep and trying to brake though. Oh, yeah. That's after he hit him. I cannot put that on Shot House there. I think he's already braking. They're in the pits, or they just got done with pit stops too, but we're trying to break this down. Yeah, I can't put that on Shot House, because Shot House is already slowing down. And then Jeremy, after that, he has a rough, like, lap, pretty much. And then he gets clipped there by Anthony. So things went from bad to worse to horrible for him. And, oh, the 42, nowhere to go with that nice-looking paint scheme. Oh, no, and he immediately toes. He's probably done. He's absolutely furious. I'd be mad if I was him. We did have guys come down pit road, take 4 tires and fuel. I'm not surprised. Shot House will be off and away. All the other guys will be off and away. But Timmy Petroli to the lead here, though, as almost nobody has a right front. I think this is going to be a game of who does have a right front left. Because we're starting to see a lot of those are disappearing fast. And I mean fast. That is why. Now I know why it's not showing up on anything. There we go. I'm sure why that's showing up. So, you could possibly get to the end of the race if you're saving right here. Oh, yep, somebody's saving. Who's that? There we go. Adams knows it. Adams knows he can maybe make it to the end. Well, I like to see that's a smart driver there. I'd be doing the same thing he's doing. Try to save fuel. Doesn't even matter how much it is. Little fuel goes a long way, especially when you're trying to save fuel later in the race. It just feels like it will never go right for you.
Some heroes walk on 4 legs. I'm Jason Johnson, founder of Project K9 Hero. Not every retired police K9 or military working dog has a home to go to in retirement. We strive to ensure no hero is left behind. We cover the medical needs of our program members after their faithful service. Our organization also provides a lifetime sanctuary for many of these heroes who may suffer from PTSD. And whenever possible, we find them a forever home. Visit ProjectK9Hero.org to learn how you can help protect those who protected us.
We're back. Just did that little ad there that they're not hooked into the ad break that I have it named as when you see that side-by-side stuff. I never put those in there because they don't fit correctly at all. So I was not going to take the time to deal with that yet. I will probably later. But different people up front now. Timmy will control the restart. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. That is not the arch that I was looking for. There's just not a lot of cameras here. You see Kirker trying to battle for position out here outside of Walker. Walker's not going to give it up, but I think Kirker's going to have the better run off the corner just being on that high line. As he'll pull the 12 down the straight. 12 really can't do anything because of that either. He's just kind of stuck there. He's just like, well, sucks to suck. Let's see. This is definitely gonna be interesting now with how small he is. That may be the only clean. Oh, never mind. I was gonna say that might be the only clean car. I don't think anybody does not have damage. I seriously think somebody has every type of damage. Only people I see right now is Walker Thomas, Marcus Adams, Lindgren, Hayden Henry Oaks, Chris Worrell. I know Yarnell had damage before. He's got most of that fixed. These guys have not strayed away from testing these cars against the wall. Let's say, hey, I'm going to see if I can hit it. And the harder I hit it, well, it's going to kind of suck for you there, bud. We almost have some. I think we did have somebody nick it off the corner. Just a little bit of some different views there from these guys, but I know Pacholi is probably trying to run away right now, but now these guys have settled down now. We're going to try to do that on board with everybody here. We will be starting that now. were just on board there. Somebody took a ride through the grass. That was Caden, and he is blown up. Gets it back going, though, but caution does come out. Got loose off of 2, as we saw there. Car just stepped out from him. Didn't get any contact. Yeah, he got loose there. World, there's nothing that World can do at that point either. Caden, he goes, bam, right into the wall. And that blows up the engine of his Ford Mustang. The Crunchyroll sponsor on it. Yeah. That car's done. That car is toast. Jake Fisher. Is Jake Fisher in here? Yes, he is. I couldn't remember. This should be the last pit stop for these guys, so... Money stop, possibly. Question mark. I don't think it is. Might be, though. Yeah, this should be the last pit stop for him. So, yeah, this should be the last one. Oh, and Timmy just overshot his box. That might loosen the lead because of that. You overshoot your box just a little bit, and the damage done to that it's so huge. Yep, Shothouse. Where did Shothouse come from? Look at him back up front. He wins the race off pit road. Oh. He took 2 tires and fuel. This could end horrible. This could end bad. I have no idea which one it's going to be. So... he's coming back down. I'm going to say, I think he may have forgot something there, bud. Don't think he meant to take 2. He probably meant to take 4. Jake, however, did not mean to have a short pit stop. He's not coming back down. This is what he meant to do. I need a triple monitor stand. I need to go ahead and buy one because holy crap. Not much of a difference. Who would have guessed? Caden, yeah, Caden's done. Brad, he's still going, and I'll give that man. He has not stopped this whole entire race. He's been here the whole entire time, even though his race is pretty much over. So I applaud him for doing that. Why would you pay that much? No. Oh, that's... makes a lot of sense now. Makes a lot more sense. Not for real stupid. If you aren't subscribed to Ghost Racing Network, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button. I think it should be next to our name. I don't know if we have one that runs in the bottom right. I don't think we do. I wonder if you would get called for shortcutting the track in a real race. For doing this. But it's a lot slower down there too. I don't think you would. There's no way you can shortcut enough for it to actually benefit you. And they don't have the choose car here like they did last week. I was wondering where that thing was, and I was like, choose car? Where you at, bud? As I'm just kind of looking at one of these other broadcasting companies that took over for a league that I did. I And I'm not. What? Did somebody just blow up? I think somebody just blew up. But pace car, yep, somebody just blew up. That was Brad Peters. Pace car pulls in here, though, as green flag is back in the air. We are back underway here. I knew that sounded way too familiar to me. I don't blow up very often, so no, I don't wreck. Don't even say that. In the backstretch, a lot of these guys side by side with each other, really just deciding to fight. They're not going to give any room to one another, and that's what I like to see. There, I know Fisher's probably praying that he does not get caught. Crowd house is all the way back here. Oh, we got somebody turned. That's the 82 of Stan Carnathan. He gets turned off of World's bumper. Caution comes out. I think Stan just missed that exit of pit wall. Yeah, I mean, he can't go any higher than that. That's not Stan's fault. That's World's fault. I mean, yeah, that's just an accidental thing. Yeah, that's just World trying to get close to him. And he's lucky he was not headed for that wall any faster than what he was, because that went out probably about 20 more feet. He's hitting that. I do want to see where Peters blew up. I heard his engine expire. Oh, that's... Did he have engine damage that bad? He must have done something to it. Because he was running like that for a while, so he must have really gotten some front-end damage on that truck, or not truck, car. Lord, I call so many trucks here, I keep wanting to say that. But I don't know where he would have gotten the damage, though, is the thing. This doesn't make any sense. I don't know how he blew up. Stan, this is 4 tires fuel. Get out of here. Gosh, who does not have a beat up car? Walker. Brian does, but it's not as bad. He's hit somebody with his front end. I don't think Kirker looks fine from this angle. Lindgren looks fine too. Adams has a little bit of damage. The 8 has a lot of rear end damage because he got punted by somebody. I mean, he got absolutely smacked. That's after it's been fixed too a little bit, but that was pretty much dented in like the whole way before. So that's not... Everybody's gotten some damage. These right front fenders aren't lasting. They're having a hard time staying on these cars. And I would dare near say that might be helping them. Only reason I say that is because it could be cooling that right front off because it's getting more air to it, but I think that would just hurt the turning, though. Because you got to think about it. To get that fender off, you got to hit that wall pretty hard, and the wheel is going to be dented in, too. So it can't be too good. Ow. Oh, this seat hurts. Got something else going on. You all can find that out. I can't sit. You can probably guess why from that alone. What's wrong with me. First time ever. And it is not enjoyable by any means. Excuse me. Make sure the stream is still going for y'all. It froze for me. Okay, no, it's still going. Yeah, Stan, he's probably getting damaged. 20 years old and still voice cracking. Stan's probably getting damage fixed. Not a bad option for him at all. Probably got so much on it anyway, it's not going to hurt him. But pace car pulls in here, though. Fisher, he will take the bottom. They will get the green with 27 laps left in the racer. Surprisingly, I'm not even going to say what I was going to say there, because I will curse them. So I'm just going to shut my mouth and not say that. Seems like every time I want to say something, it always ends up bad. So, just not going to say anything. Not a single word will be said. Got it? Good. Very good. Guten Tag. Thank you. Pace car pulls in here, though. Jake Fisher will lead them back to green here. Walker Thomas on his inside. As green flag is back in the air, we are back underway here. Jones to the outside of Walker. Going to try to utilize those fresh tires while he has them. Can't get that position, though, so Walker's going to be able to get a good exit off the corner. That 12 car actually just won the Coca-Cola 600 2 days ago. Ron Blaney did. So he hadn't won in 56 races for a points paying race. He did win the All-Star race last year, though, at Texas, and that was boring. And it was also a really horrible finish because they should have never done that caution. But luckily he got that, but he actually got a win. Ryan Blaney's just a nice guy overall. But he will look to the inside. That is Walker Thomas looking to the inside of Fisher. Fisher runs up the track just a little bit. Is not able to get his tires where he needs to. He's going to have to get a run off the top. Hope it gets him down the backstretch. It'll be side by side down in 3 and 4. Who's going to break later? Who dared near breaks later than somebody else? And looks like Walker will send it in there. I think crossover here coming from Fisher. Going to attempt it there. Will not be able to do anything. Brian Jones, he's trying to get a spot on Timmy back here. Can't get that spot done. You see Kirker, who has kept that car surprisingly clean up till this point in the race. I do not want to say he's kept it clean the whole entire race, because knowing that he will absolutely just plow the wall down the next turn. Him and Lindgren are going at it right now for the 6th position. That will be given to Kirker for just a little bit. I'm very glad that did not hit my keyboard when it was on iRacing. But it looks like Kirk, yeah, he gets that position. Kirker's car is probably... His lap times aren't horrible either. His best is actually almost the best on the track. And he did just run a 34-32. I think he's more of a long-run driver. But you're already seeing the effects of tires. So Walker, 4 tires. Jake, 2. Last lap time, 34-38. Walker, 34-72 on Jones. Or on, not on Jones, on Jake's tires. Or Jake's time. But those tires are not paying off for him. I am not surprised by that one bit either. Back here, it's going to be hard to get around Jake because he can hold a line. If he can really make this difficult for people too. If he really wants to be annoying, get down right on that door and just lay it on him. Lay that door on them in the corner and don't give them any room coming up off. That will really make somebody mad because they're having to put so much wheel into it. They just can't turn like they want to. But Jones or Fisher's missing the corner. He's getting tight on entry. We'll have a run off, so he'll still fight Choli for that position, but he won't really be a match for him. Choli's just going to have such better braking, or not really braking, turning ability more than anything else than him. So he'll lose that position to him. He might lose another one to Kyle here. I believe he will. Jones, right now, he's probably hoping that he can get Walker to burn up his tires some way, shape, or form. If he can't, well, that kind of sucks. Back here is where it's going to be so... Yeah, there he comes. There comes Kirker. I'm not counting Kirker out of this yet. He's moving up there slowly. And he was 4 tires too. And the reason I'm not going to count him out completely is because he doesn't have damage. He's still going to have his full turning ability. However, these other guys don't have that ability like he does. So it's not going to be as easy for them to turn as it will for Kirker. Now, if Kirker goes and burns them off, then I'm evidently wrong. But I'm not going to count him out. Lap time wise, though, guys are pretty even. No real time's been made up as JR has just jumped to the pits. Shows me I'm doing that after though, so -1. I don't know what that means. Maybe might have been a lap ago where he's already a lap down. It's kind of odd. I think it's going to be back here in the pack. We're going to see a lot of passes start happening here. The reason I say that is these guys are obviously going to start getting a little bit fed up with each other. And I don't expect to see them having a good time. And once they don't have a good time, it's not hard to figure that out. And we'll let the camera choose where we go, though. So if it sees any action, it'll pick it up. Because I don't see any happen on the track right now. So it'll kind of start panning through some of these cars just randomly here and there. Looking at the 99 of Michael Dorsey currently. Not had a bad run. Biggest mover of the whole entire race, though, is the 31 of Marcus Adams. He is up 11 positions, currently in 7th. Nathan Yarnell is the next biggest mover. He's in 13th, up 10 positions from his qualifying spot there. What this was now. I want to see though. What Jones is. he's actually losing time now. Jonah, he's going to be giving out all he's got, though, and I don't blame him for giving all that he's got either. I don't think he can get there. He's going to have to wait for Walker to really slip up. However, he could be toying with him, too. That's what guys do like to do with each other. They'll just mess with each other's mind. It's a really big mind game. You'd be surprised how much you can mess with somebody's head. Just by making them look in their mirror. Because they're always wondering, okay, where is this guy at? Where is this guy at? Where is this guy? Because he's going to have absolutely zero clue. And that's not a fun feeling to have either. Some guys down pit road. I mean, the gap stayed the same, too. It's about 0.5 to 0.6 difference between them. Not lap times, just the gap. However, Jones is hitting 3 and 4 very well. You see how much time he gained there. He didn't really lose a lot. 1 and 2 is probably the biggest thing, though. That portion of the track is just so ridiculously hard to hit correctly. But Jones, he's coming. He's slowly chipping at it. And he doesn't have to gain all this back at once either. He can just slowly go up, go up, go up, and go up on time. But he loses some there, though. So as soon as I'm talking about that, he slips up. Had to go job me. I am very surprised, though, that almost nobody has a right front fender. I don't think I've ever saw this many missing from one race than I have here. I mean, it is ridiculous. Lap time's kind of tick down, though. Walker's slowly stretching out the lead now again. I think Jones is probably buzzing, and he's like, okay, we got to kind of go. Got to go. Can't just stay here now. We got to start pushing a little bit harder. But kind of trying to get the lead here, bud. I think Kirker will probably get third, though, from Pacholi. One thing that Walker's hoping for right now is not a caution. He's just saying, please, let the race stay green. We take home the win. I don't want to have to fight against somebody and risk getting absolutely wiped out in the process. Oh, and as soon as I say that, Nathan Yarnell was off track. Chris Worrell's coming down pit road. I think we had a little bit of contact there between those two. I do not think he meant to come down there. Chris, I actually still have the SD card not plugged in because I'm still trying to retrieve the video. Or I'm deciding. I don't know if I'm going to really say anything. I might, but it's kind of like I kind of want to drive down there when I have an actual purpose, to go by there. Next time probably be next week, and just show them it and just kind of see the reaction. This World is in pit road, but they haven't seen it yet, so. Like, Kyle might try to get Pacholi's spot. This is a fix. Yes, basically, I was going to say some reason I thought it was open. It's fixed. Austin doesn't open league. I do the fixed stuff. I think fixed is a little bit fair to most of them. Only reason I say that is because everybody has the same setup, and a setup can be losing or winning the race. There's some setups that will just not turn, and some of them will turn too much. You're like, wait, hold on. And there you go. You're around. You're just sitting there like, oh, this is amazing. I'm also angry at the same time, but it is what it is, man. Four laps here for Walker. He's just, he doesn't have anything to worry about now. He can pretty much just drive as long as he doesn't wreck the car. He's going to be completely fine. He just needs to be smooth in, easy on the gas. You don't have to race like you got somebody up under you by any means. And I think he knows that too. Realizes, hey, I don't have to go and blow these guys' doors off or blow my tires off. I've got a lead. Got nearly a second and a half on Jones anyway, so yeah, Kirker did get third. I'm not surprised. I think if we need an award to go to the winner who doesn't have damage, or to the car that doesn't have damage, because oh my gosh, it looks like almost everybody has had damage. You see he's coming off that corner slow. He doesn't. Just don't push, man. Don't push too hard. You don't need to do it. Just be gentle on the throttle. That's all he has to worry about. White flag is in the air for Walker Thomas. One more time around here at World Wide Technology Raceway, also called Gateway. Most people know it as Gateway, though. I kind of like the name World Wide Technology Raceway. Here, the Nationwide Series, which was called the Nationwide at the time, ran here. And they stopped doing it, but they've now brought this back for all the series. NASCAR reintroducing a lot of old tracks. But Walker Thomas, he will come off of 3 and 4 here. 120 laps at this track, and he will take home the win. Jones comes second, and Kirker third. Pacholi fourth, Smalley fifth. It was a good run to the finish. I will give them that. Sometimes guys will go in there and they'll just plow their way through, but he had a very good car too. No damage on it, which is surprising to see. The reason I say that is because, everybody else has damage. Literally everybody else has damage in this race. Watch him do his burnout, though. Trying to do one in a line. He can't get it to do what he wants, and there's the damage that he didn't get during the race. pulling a Jimmy Johnson there. You got to shorten up the rear end, they're saying. Well, he sure is doing that. He's done with his burnout there. So I'll pull up the finishing order here. Actually, I made sure to put it at the top. So we'll bring in the top 3 drivers here. Aiden Kirker, Brian Jones, and Walker Thomas. Walker is in there. I'm waiting for the other 2 to get in there, though. There's a second place driver. We're just waiting on Aiden. I'll give him about 3 minutes to get in here. And there he goes. He is in here now, so we'll bring the third place driver in, Aiden Kirker. Hey, Aiden, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
I got you.
And so you come home third, pretty much one of the only cars that does not have damage. Now, how did the race go for you overall, though?
Well, the initial start was just kind of learning. The rest of the race was kind of just, initially we were gonna do a 2-stop strategy, and as we were cycling through the field, caution came out, and it just put us right back where we were, me and Zach, that is. And after that, it was just kind of, roll with the punches and try to adapt to the cautions and stuff. But I felt pretty good, and then drove up to, I think, 4th, and then fell back again. And on that last run, having a clean car kind of paid its advantage, I feel like. Definitely wasn't the fastest car or the best driver tonight. Not even top 3, I don't think. But we just kind of survived and kept our nose clean, as much as other people tried to dent it for us. But we had a strong run, and can't be disappointed with 3rd place.
Man, well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank Elite Motorsports, Jared, Zach, Brad. I think Michael was with us tonight too. Good group of guys. I love racing with them. Obviously JR, Kyle, Ryan, everyone who makes this league run. People don't quite understand how difficult it is to get leagues running and how hard it is to manage it. And I got a respect for people that can do it and do it as well as they do. And shout out to my girlfriend too. I know she's watching. So hi, Emma. But yeah, that's all.
Hey, man, well, I will let you go. Good 3rd place finish tonight, man.
Thank you.
Aiden Kirker has something I don't have. A girlfriend. God, I'm alone. Anyway, we'll go to the second place driver in Brian Jones. Hey, Brian, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
I got you.
Man, so you come home second. You fall a little bit short there. Now, what do you think you needed there at the end? Because you did stay out, and or you were one of the drivers that only took, no, you took 4, didn't you? Yeah, you took 4, correct?
Yeah, I took 4 every time.
I was gonna say, so how was it with that mix kind of towards the end there? Because some guys took 2, some guys took 4.
Yeah, I thought the guys that took 2 were pretty good for about, I don't know, 10 or 15 laps, and they kind of fell off a little bit. But I was surprised how well 2 worked there at the end.
Yeah, so what do you think you need there towards the end of the race? Because it seemed like you weren't in a bad position at all, and your car seemed to be handling pretty decent. Did you just run out of time there?
I think I was saving a little bit too much early in the run, and then he kind of got a lead on me, and I just don't know. It just kind of stopped turning through the middle, and then I made a few mistakes. It only cost me a tenth every time I make a mistake, but those just add up.
Yeah, it seems like just one little mistake it can really change the racing. But how hard is it driving at this track? Because I know 3 and 4 is not that difficult, but 1 and 2 is a nightmare. How did that corner go from your point of view?
I really didn't think the track was too hard to drive. It was just so narrow. There was like basically one groove. So it's kind of hard to race side by side, but I was kind of up at the front most of the race. So there wasn't a whole lot of racing going on. We were kind of just racing the track the whole time.
Man, well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, of course, got to thank Under Pressure Power Washing. Also got to thank Cars and Bids and Racing with Rich Energy.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good second place finish tonight, though.
Thank you, Bryce.
That was the second place driver in Brian Jones. We will bring in the race winner in Walker Thompson. Hey, Walker, this is Bryson Booth. Got a copy, man?
I got you.
And so you come home with the win here. How did the car feel overall? How did the race go for you overall?
Oh man, it was tight. Later in the runs, rear end started to spin a little bit and get a little loose on exit, but I can't believe I even had the speed I did. It felt like I was going so slow with how tight the car was. So I wish we would have been able to keep it green for longer. That's where I had most of my speed. I didn't really have short run speed, but a good restart on that final restart got me up to the lead, and I was just able to hold it.
So were you worried about Jones behind you? Because, he stayed at a pretty reasonable distance most of that run, but towards the end, he really fell off. So did you feel like you had to push there when he was behind you?
I did, and I made plenty of mistakes, actually, driving it in too deep a couple laps. I think it was either the first or second run where Brian was ahead of me, and he pulled away by quite a bit. And I don't remember how many laps that was, but I was really worried that he was going to be able to get to me in that. I think it was around 20, 30 laps for that final run. So, yeah, I was really worried. Brian's really good, and obviously he won last week, so I know he can get the job done.
All right, man. Well, before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank, any sponsors you want to shout out that may have been watching the stream here tonight?
Yeah, just shout out to all my Balls Out teammates. Week in and week out, we show up and run good, and not always do we get the results we have the speed for, but the group keeps after it, and we keep showing up each week, and eventually things are going to really start going our way, and hopefully this is the start of that. Also shout out to my painter, Jared Wishon. He's in the league too. He whipped up a pretty cool summer shandy scheme for me this week, so that's my favorite drink, and I think I'm gonna go have me a couple of them.
All right, man. Well, I will let you go. Good win here tonight, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
It was Walker Thomas, the race winner. I will now go through the finishing order here. Walker Thomas first, Brian Jones second, Aiden Kirker third, Timothy Petroli fourth, fifth, Kyle Smalley sixth, Jake Fisher seventh, David Shothouse eighth, Michael Dorsey ninth, Zach Lindgren 10th, Marcus Adams 11th, Jordan Weaver 12th, Michael Anthony 13th, Jared Wishon 14th, Stan Carnathan 15th, Nathan Yarnell 16th, Roberto Ramirez 17th, Chris Worrell 18th, Brad Peters 19th, Caden Henry Oaks 20th, Jeremy Brown 21st, John Creighton 22nd, Joseph Grijalva 23rd, J.R. Houston 24th, Gavin Hibbs. Some guys had a rough race, but nobody came. It was very rare to see a car that did not have damage here, which that's just how some tracks go. That's just Gateway itself. It was not a bad race. But, I forgot I switched accounts. I need to go back to the Ghost Racing Network one. But it really wasn't bad. For Gateway, that's pretty good. But Austin will be streaming tomorrow, PGR Money Racing. I will be streaming the Ghost Cup Series tomorrow. But I will roll this animation, and hopefully you all have a good night.